That's really important. And he not only will he guide me today, but he's going to tell me about the things to come. And so though challenging times await us, and some of you might even be in a valley right now, waiting on God's timing cultivates patience and spiritual maturity. So as I pray to the Lord, because that's what this whole sermon series has been about, praying to the Lord. What happens when God says yes? I understand that it's okay to lift up a quick prayer, but my prayer life needs to be marked by faithful, persistent, persevering prayer. Knowing that God's timing will be perfect. And even though I might be in a valley and I'm not hearing the Lord, it doesn't mean that God's not working. As you know, I love to hike. The tall mountains and the deep valleys. I love hiking. But one of the things that I've noticed is that if you get to the top of a mountain, especially if it's over 10,000 feet, you know what you rarely see at the top of a mountain over 10,000 feet? Other than other people, right? That's the first thing you don't see a lot of. But other than that, you don't see a lot of flowers. You don't see a lot of beautiful trees above 10,000 feet. In fact, that's above the tree line generally, somewhere between 10 and 12,000 feet. You know where you see the flowers? In the valley. That's where you see the flowers. You know where you see the trees growing and the flowing streams? In the valley. So even if you're in a valley today, even if you've come into this place, and right now you're in a valley, you're more likely to find the flowers in the valley. You're more likely to find the growth spiritually in the valley. You're not going to find the growth on the mountaintop. I mean, there could be some, but on the mountains we celebrate. But we shouldn't tarry too long at the top of the mountain. David had the same problem when his mountaintop was at the top, standing on the palace, and he got into trouble. He should have been in the valley fighting with his soldiers. And it's true in our life too. It's okay to be in the mountaintops of life. They're great moments, great photo opportunities at the top of the mountain, but you don't stay there. At some point, you have to come back down to the valley. But the beautiful thing is, that's where the growth is. That's where life, in many ways, that's where we learn to grow deeper in the Lord. The soil is deeper in the deepest part of the valley. And that spiritual soil, it's fertile in the valley. And if you're in this place and you're in a valley, maybe it's a valley of uncertainty, maybe it's health, finances, whatever it is, there's rich spiritual soil in the valley. But we have to be persistent, faithful, fervent, persistent prayers lifted up to the Lord. That's where we grow. That's where we hear from the Holy Spirit.